Hello, and welcome to ComplyAbility, and thanks for joining me for the next, about 8.5 minutes. I hope that our time together is going to be enlightening, and I sincerely believe it will be. But before I begin, I've got a question for you. Are you a business owner, executive, or human resources director? Yes? Then you should know that your company is at risk. Now, I don't say that lightly, nor in an attempt to instill alarm or fear in you or anyone else. The simple fact is that it is true. Such authoritative sources as the Harvard Business Law Review tell us that employers have a 1 in 3 chance of being sued. Those are pretty sobering odds. Here's the thing. Employers are the target of aggressive lawyers representing unsatisfied customers, creditors, jealous competitors, and to an increasing degree, disgruntled employees. In fact, employee versus employer lawsuits are the fastest growing area of litigation today, rising by an average of over 14% each year. And here's another fact that you should be concerned with. Lawyers do everything they can to not only sue the business, they also sue the owners of the business. That's you. It's what they call piercing the corporate veil, so that the owner's personal assets can be attached. What's more, corporate assets are increasingly at risk from fines and citations from government agencies, whether it might be the EEOC, where claims rose by over 50% in 2010, or OSHA, an agency that is, of course, familiar to most companies. Today, you have to comply with a multitude of federal laws. Just pick out any one of the following items that you consider yourself knowledgeable in. Maybe even more importantly, which of these are subjects in which your employees are adequately trained? Are your employees trained in the implications of the Civil Rights Act, Age Discrimination in Employment Act, Americans with Disabilities Act, Family Medical Leave Act, Equal Pay Act, Consolidated Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act, Employee Retirement Income Security Act, Occupational Safety and Health Act, Drug-Free Workplace Act, Pregnancy Discrimination Act, National Labor Relations Act, Immigration Reform and Control Act, Workers Adjustment and Retraining Notification Act, Whistleblower Laws, Employee Polygraph Protection Act. So the question is this you? Are you just ignoring these things? Or maybe you've been telling yourself that this could never happen to me. I've got great employees. We're like family. They'd never file a claim on me or, heaven forbid, file a lawsuit against me. Well, just remember this. The graveyard is full of people that were only shot one time. And the fact is that 95% of the employers in the United States are just one lawsuit away from closing their doors. Okay, enough of the scare tactics, but I hope I have your attention. That's good, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to explain to you how you can effectively manage that risk and insulate your company from the liability that comes from ignoring your obligation to train employees. And you can do it for just pennies a day. I'm going to give you a tour of ComplyAbility, and I'm going to explain how and why this dynamic online training system is going to provide you with tools that will erect a brick wall in the face of potential liability and risk. Believe me, this will be time well spent. Actually, ComplyAbility is a lot more than online training, or what is often referred to as e-learning. ComplyAbility is a human resources toolbox. On the one hand, it is a training system. It's also a testing, performance tracking, and reporting system. On the other hand, it's a resource of information and a sophisticated management tool that satisfies a broad range of needs shared by every employer. Every employee is assigned their own username and password to log into the system. When they log in, the system will welcome them by name. Their training curriculum is assigned depending upon their position in the company, meaning ComplyAbility is anything but a cookie-cutter system. There are more than 200 training modules and over 7,000 pages of content within the full system. In this case, the employee's curriculum is seen in 3 categories: current, incomplete, and overdue. Current means this is training due to be completed within the period specified by the company administrator. Incomplete is training that was started but not finished in one session. Overdue is training not completed within a given period. Just one of the beauties of e-learning is that you can virtually ensure that every employee gets and completes the training that's assigned to them. When training is conducted in the so-called conventional way, that is, in a classroom setting, what's the usual outcome? Not everyone gets that training, right? Some people are sick, on vacation, out running the business. Same thing goes for someone you hire tomorrow. They don't get the training you do today. That never happens with online learning. Each employee can access only their individual training, but the company administrator has access to a variety of reports, letting them know who has completed what and who hasn't. You'll use the internal messaging system to send a message to any employee. Just select their name from the list of employees, or select a group if you'd like, and add them to the chosen items field. You can then make it a low, medium, or high priority message. That message will appear on their screen when they log into the system the next time. All messages are archived, preserving a written paper trail of every communication had with every employee. That can be extremely important should you encounter an issue down the road and you need it. Use the news function to post company news for every employee to see. ComplyAbility training modules are generally completed in 20 minutes or less. Trainings appear the same way in each case. When selected, a new window appears and the module begins playing, complete with audio. Students proceed at their own pace through the module. When they reach the end of the module, a Take Test button appears. Clicking that button takes them to a brief quiz designed to test their comprehension of the subject just presented. Notice the various menu items at the top of the screen. Each one includes a number of sub-menus as well. The Forms menu includes a number of sub-menus, and accordingly, ComplyAbility includes literally hundreds of forms, both personal and business. Disciplinary and termination, employee forms, employee safety. There's an extensive list of HR materials. Safety forms include injury reports, safety violation, fire extinguisher inspection records, and a lot more. New hire forms include everything you'd expect, including the new I-9 forms. Under Manuals, you'll see a variety of materials, including guides for management. The Safety Practices section contains over 40 training modules covering OSHA regulations from A to Z. ComplyAbility is easy to manage. You assign one or more individuals as your company administrator. Only they see the company admin menu when they log into ComplyAbility. From there, the administrator controls the entire system. He or she can add any number of employees. There is no additional cost for doing so. Your administrator can also manage company information and add company news. All of this is accomplished for just pennies per day for the ComplyAbility basic system. It does not matter if you have 5 employees on the system or 500. With the enterprise version of ComplyAbility comes self-customization. That capability puts ComplyAbility in a league of its own. Forms and documents with alert notification, manuals, an MSDS cataloging system, or self-created job-specific training, and anything else the employer wants to maintain on the system is added in minutes, if not seconds. An HR hotline completes the enterprise version of ComplyAbility. With it, you have experts at your fingertips to answer any HR-related issue you encounter. ComplyAbility becomes the employer's indispensable human resources tool. Just pennies per day will train all of your employees and protect your business. Thanks for joining me.